No one tells you that when you grow and you grow kind of fast, I'm talking about like 150K in 6 months, it's an amazing feeling. And then when it stops, you feel like, what did I do wrong? Okay. 500,000 followers across all platforms. That is crazy. The biggest mistake that I made is that I went for width versus depth. I went for massive following versus deep connection. That is the biggest mistake. 3 things that I learned right off the bat were what width and depth meant. Tech is not a tool, and following versus community. Those are the main points of this whole video. So if you came in trying to figure out what this video is about, that's all it. Later on in the video, I'm going to talk more about the mistakes I made and the things I would do differently if I was starting content this year. If you guys don't know me, my name is Kev. I run the Creators Cut accounts. It's basically reaction content. I sit here at my desk and all I do is I literally just chill and I watch, react, review, and break down other creators' videos. And it absolutely just blew up. And the reason why it blew up was because it hit on 2 things. It was being shared and it was being saved. And the reason why those were happening was because the pieces of content were educating and also promoting. It was educating new creators on the videos that I was promoting, or the creators that I was promoting, because their videos were the ones that I was watching. So everyone is getting some love. That's why it blew up, and that's the content I was making, or am still making actually. It also blew up because the very first year in 2024, I think 2023, something like that, I posted every single day for a year. I think I actually ended up with 367 pieces of content in 365 days. Insane. After that, I started a podcast called Beyond the Cut, got that sponsored for a couple seasons, which is great, and which is something I want to talk about in some future episodes. So if you guys are interested in all that, please hit me up. All right, sorry, I did all of that for all the people that are coming in here just trying to figure it out and deciding if they want to stay. If you want to decide to stay, I'm gonna slow it down real quick. Whew. I also got this like new Insta360 X5 I'm gonna take out a little later. Test that out on my run. But now I want to talk about the very first lesson that I learned, which is what is width versus depth. Width is you're growing this way, casting a wide net and getting as much followers. That I did. The depth is the connection that you build. So you're essentially a slave to the algorithm when you build for width. You know, you're building for followers and views and metrics and stuff like that. And metrics is great, but you want to build for business. So that's what I was doing. Depth means connection. That if I were to jump off platform, my people would follow me. Or if I stop posting, my people would check up on me. That's what I haven't been doing well. That's what I'm still trying to do and learn. And hopefully on this new channel, doing this, we could do that. At this point in my content creator career, the numbers feel great, but it does feel empty. So that's why this whole video and the whole thing I want to do this year is just about building a community and how I'm going to do that. So, you know what? I think it's time for the run. New X5. I know how it's going to look, but I just don't know how this big extendo stick is going to look. The second biggest thing that I learned was that gear doesn't actually matter. And I know you guys have probably heard this a lot, but it's kind of ridiculous because I'm out here with a whole new 360 talking about gear and saying how gear doesn't matter. But the content that I was doing that grew me to 500K was actually me sitting at my desk using an old 8-year-old camera and just watching videos. I was doing reaction content. And I was doing that for the last 3 years. Tech is just a tool. It honestly it doesn't build communities. And you don't need the best gear. You don't need the best programs, the best editing systems. It's whatever gear just doesn't get in the way is the best. Like for me today, I wanted to shoot all this on my main camera, but I didn't want to carry it around and set up, you know, by the tree and then go back and run. I was like, you know what? It just feels like it's the easiest thing for me right now, and it feels like it's the best for me to get my message across and just to kind of talk and do my run, go about my life while talking to you guys. So I just want to talk more about this whole gear thing, because that's always been, honestly, and I'm not gonna lie, I buy gear thinking sometimes it's gonna make me the best creator in the world, and I'm still a horrible at it. I still don't know what I'm doing. The channels that have blown up, there was actually a clear mission of what I wanted to do, and it wasn't about gear. I sit at my computer, I watch other people's videos, I talk about the things that I know about the video, I ask questions about some of the things that I don't. It really like took off, and then I want to talk more about how it took off, because no one tells you that when you grow and you grow kind of fast, I'm talking about like 150K in 6 months, it's an amazing feeling. And then when it stops, you feel like, what did I do wrong? So yeah, sorry, a little off track. There's so much creators nowadays that are just doing stuff on their phone, talking to the camera. There's a lot of this trending yapping content, which is just kind of this, and it's just been blowing up. I think more creators are now understanding, and sometimes the gear too, it's just getting more affordable, the quality's getting better. So at some point, you know, people are gonna realize, yo, it's really not the gear, especially if you're just a regular creator. You're not trying to do something specific in an industry that the tech, you know, you actually need it, and you actually need it to be better. So for me and my content, I could honestly tell you that gear didn't matter. It was more about the knowledge that I kind of brought. So I think that's something that you guys got to think about when you guys are making your stuff. Whatever gear gets out of the way and just lets me do my thing, like this, as much as I wanted good audio, I was like, I'm not trying to do all that right now. It's a beautiful, like, let me experience life a little bit and check out the sun, and I'll figure it out later. This whole year is gonna be kind of crazy. I'll be doing more of this content, and the big reason is because I've been sponsored with a brand. They're sponsoring my content for a full year. I partnered with a company called Uppbeat, and they are, all right, it is editor Kev here, and you know, fix it in post Kev. That's my name. Here's a little tip for new creators. If you want to continue getting sponsored, do not use new equipment you do not know how to use, where the audio is horrible when you're doing the ad read. Just don't do that. So, future Kev, please don't make the same mistakes that past Kev did. We'd appreciate it. We'd appreciate it.
Hey, can you just tell Jenna and Alex and the whole Uppbeat team, like, my apologies. I got way too excited with the new equipment.
I get that you're too excited.
And I was thinking about the audio.
But please be excited on any other video that's not a sponsored video. I appreciate it.
That was on me.
We appreciate it.
Sorry.
Jenna, Alex, Uppbeat, totally sorry. Way too excited. For anyone who's wondering, Uppbeat is the sponsors, and Jenna and Alex are the ones who made all this possible. So we definitely got to thank them, and you will probably be seeing more of them this year, because I'll be calling them in and asking them questions and doing all this stuff. And you'll probably be seeing more of me, because I guarantee you there's going to be a lot more mistakes. I ain't pointing fingers, but you know. So as I was saying, the best gear is the gear that doesn't get in the way. Uppbeat is a platform that has music, sound effects, motion graphics, and soon they'll have B-roll. So as a creator, if you want a seamless transition into creating content, Uppbeat is the perfect place to actually get all your assets. The platform is just easy to use, and the people over there are amazing. They're so amazing, they actually gave me some free annual subscriptions to give out. So I'm gonna be picking 5 comments down below, or 5 people who comment down below on this video to give away free yearly subscriptions. So if you guys comment down below the things you guys are working on, either the projects or maybe it's the skills, comment that down below. Let's start this conversation. Let's talk about community. I want to see where you guys are at in your journey, and I'll start picking and giving away some free subscriptions. And if that's not you and you don't win, I'm also gonna link down below where you can get 20% off any of the plans. You can use the link down in the description or the pinned comment. So if there's anyone from like my old YouTube community that's here, how crazy is it that I used to do these segments called Sponsor Me Please, where I used to beg for sponsors. It was a whole joke where I was just begging for sponsorships. And now I'm sponsored for a whole year. What? Let's like hope they don't regret backing me up with my content for the next year. We'll see. Speaking about my old YouTube friends and community, I'm actually gonna meet with one of them today. I'll take you guys along. I've known him for like 6 years and only met with him for the first time in person 2 months ago. And now he's back in Toronto. Let's get ready. All right, have a good one. All right. Let's message this guy.
I'm putting you out there. Delete. Sliders, dude. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Sliders?
Okay.
So, hey, what's up? Fix It and Post Kev. June is a big audio guy, so it's actually a little funny that he's like, you know, very audio oriented, and I just didn't care when I met.
Why is it shaped like? Oh yeah.
So it like breaks up the sound waves differently because of the different lengths and the shapes. So like, it just bounces around with it.
Oh, so this is way more effective than a flat
That's
panel.
what they say. That's what I've heard. Most of the time I've seen this that's like wood. Yeah, most of the time I see it with wood.
Oh, okay.
But I think it just disperses the sound differently.
You know what? Learning about audio right now. Learning about audio. Like, what would be your dream? What would be your dream job? Like, would it be an audio, like to Foley
You guys
work?
okay there?
Yeah.
Low key, I think it would be if I could like restart my career from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Probably some sort of sound design artist for sure.
Yeah. What is it about audio that you like? What was like the thing that drew you in?
You know what I really like? I like balance. And I feel like audio is just one version of that.
Balance?
Like color grading, I like color grading because it's very satisfying to achieve some sort of balance.
Yeah.
I think. Audio, I feel like it's just an interesting version of that. Like messing with the EQ, I feel like it's very fun. And then there's always layers.
Yeah.
There's just more layers to it. Not just visuals.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just getting home right now. And I'm so full. I have to do this like lying down. I actually wanted to do this downtown when I was with June. You know, I met up with him and I just totally forgot. I really wanted to have this ending of the video and this conversation with you guys downtown, and I had all these shots in mind. Not happening. I actually think it put a lot of things into perspective, especially with this video. So just to go over it, some of the things I learned: depth versus width. Tech is just a tool, and this last one, I call it the stage versus the living room. And for years, even on this channel, it was all about me. I wanted to be the star. I wanted to get the followers. I wanted people to recognize Kev. And for the longest time, it felt like a stage where I'm up there and, you know, you're just putting stuff out and you're just trying to get people to come in and watch you and do all that stuff. I think as I'm getting older, And I'm starting to find out the more important things in life, especially also with the content, is like the conversations. And some of my best conversations and my best relationships are with my friends, and it's in their living room. And we're just sitting there till like 3 or 4 in the morning talking about life, talking about being first time parents, talking about our parents, talking about traveling and goals and all that kind of stuff. And that's what I want to translate this content or my content now into, the living room content, not the stage content. Or like campfires. If you guys have ever gone camping and you guys sat at a campfire and it's just quiet and then you have like these deep conversations every once in a while, it's perfect. It's like the perfect atmosphere and the perfect place to really connect with people. That's what I want to do here. So the stage versus the living room. The living room, you know? And I feel like with that type of atmosphere, it's not one-on-one conversations where it's, you know, the creator and then the audience or the follower. It's more like everyone has conversations with each other. So, you know, in this whole thing about community, I want to actually know what your goals are. What are you guys doing this year? What are you guys trying to do as creators? Are you guys learning new skills? Do you guys want to build a community? Do you guys want to have conversations like this? Let me know down in the comments. 3 lessons to take away from my mistakes. And if I was going to start content in 2026, what would I do? So I wouldn't post every single day. That was a mistake. I think I'd post 3 times a day. And the other 4 days, I would take the time to comment and DM and start conversations in the emails, or, you know, just reach out to people, because I much rather have 10 really good conversations, and I know it's just online, but conversation starters, than 10,000 likes on a video. Number 2 is to have like an exit plan. I have a newsletter and it's going great. So I wish I started that right from the jump and started this conversation way earlier, or even like a private group, maybe like a Discord or something on school. That would, I think, fill that gap, because like that community aspect you could just do right off the jump, and it's off, you know, a social media platform, because, you know, they own the real estate. And number 3, I'd probably maybe make my content not so generic and narrow it down a little bit, just because I feel like those are where the real good conversations can start. You know, I cast such a wide net and so many different creators and stuff come in, and it's great. But I think when you get into the nitty gritty, the very specifics, is where you can really grow and have those conversations. So that's where I would start. I don't want a bigger crowd. I want a better room, you know? And it's crazy because I was thinking about it on the way home. June and I, we actually met 6 years ago, and it was through YouTube. And we actually remember it was a video. We don't remember the video, but it was a video I commented on of his. And just because I was online watching videos and he was making videos, I commented. 6 years later, he's here in Toronto, and we're having these living room conversations. At first, you know, obviously we talk about content creation and all the cool stuff that we're both trying to do, but at the end of the day, we're friends, and we start talking about life and goals and some of the stuff that we're scared of and some of the stuff we're excited for. So it really kind of tied everything and made me realize at the end of the day, that's kind of what I want, especially with this channel. So if you guys do want to join in these conversations or be part of this crew, let me know, man. I'm all here. And I know this was kind of a random video, but I kind of like the random videos, so I get to kind of speak my mind and bring you guys along with whatever I'm building and the people I'm meeting and the things I'm doing. So it's cool. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is super raw. I have no idea how the videos on this channel are gonna go. I want to take you guys along. Initially, I wanted it to be about building the podcast, because that's what I'm really focusing on, but I think it's just like building a community, regardless of what it is. Obviously centered around probably content creation, but, you know, a little more tight knit, not so generic and not so heavily produced. If you guys do enjoy this, please like, subscribe, let me know. All right, before I leave though, I can't stop thinking about this, so I feel like I have to tell. I feel like this is a story I would tell my friends. This has nothing to do with content creation. So if you were here for like the content creation talk, you guys can leave. This has nothing to do with it. So I'm so full right now. I haven't felt like this in forever. I feel like I have a food baby and it just hurts all over. We went out to dinner and we ate way too much. All three of us, way too much. The three of us, we're starving. It's 5 o'clock. We go out and we're trying to look for somewhere to eat. We have a place in mind. We go get pho. We get there and we're so hungry. We decide we want like 7 things. Waiter comes, pointing. We're like, okay, cool. This is what we want. This is what we want. Spring rolls, bowl pho, our rice, grilled chicken, pork. And as we're ordering, our waiter, you know, he's like, yeah, nah. Like, we're like, huh? And he was like, yeah, you know, because this other dish comes with spring rolls already, so now you're just getting more spring rolls. And he basically talked us out of like not getting the extra spring rolls. So we all kind of agree. We're like, all right, cool. And as he walks away, June looks up and he's like, he doesn't know us. And I was like, you're damn right. You're damn right. And out of spite, I was gonna finish every piece of food on that table. We're just going in. And then all of a sudden, maybe like 20 minutes later, everyone's breathing a little hard. Like, looking around. My vision's a little blurry. I'm doing one of these. All I'm thinking about is, I can't let that guy win. He was right though. We couldn't, like, that was way too much food. Like, I feel like I'm about to throw up right now.